2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Sacramento Kings. Well, for Sacramento, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. This team has so many weapons late in games, but perhaps the biggest of them all is Kyrie Irving. Shaq, do you view Kyrie as the most clutch player in the NBA right now?
I wouldn't say the most clutch, Ernie, but his biggest shot was his three in the 2016 finals. I think it cemented him as one of the most clutch players we have, but not the most.
Not the most, but it's too early in his career, but he is clutch. You give him the ball, he makes things happen. And not only with his shot making, Ernie, his passing ability at now is increased. So he makes great passes and clutch shots.
The game is about ready to tip off. Let's send you to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
2K Sports checks in with their loyal viewers with the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we have a surprise guest, folks. Here he is, the four-time All-NBA first-teamer, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, which is probably most happy about, most proud of, Kevin Garnett. Thanks so much for joining us for the game.
Man, thank you for having me, man. Shout out to 2K. You know what it is, 2K? Right. OBF all day, you know? Yeah.
Now, you can't play 2K while we're doing 2K.
No, we can't. We can't play it right now, but I'm waiting. Shout to Shaq on this cover. Shout to my dog, Shaq. That's dope. That's what's up. Gas Shaq is on there. Right. Love that. That's what's up. These are deserves it, man. That's what's up.
Taking a look at Sacramento, challenging part of the schedule, and this is where they need to buckle down and take care of business.
Yeah, you know, for the Kings, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Man, they have to find a way to get better and not just be a mid-level team. Whether they get things together and accomplish this remains to be seen.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the NBA Players Union recently voted unanimously to fund health care insurance for retired players. Now, Chris Paul, the Players Association's president, said, "We're in this position because of the hard work of the men who came before us. It's important that we take care of our extended NBA family and ensure the well-being of our predecessors." Kevin?
Thanks, DA. A true sign of how caring the NBA is, always looking out for the retired players. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I can tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, That carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top, aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, you know, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here. To the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting out IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special. Right. And that's how that felt.
Now Sacramento starting 5. Collison and Heel, their backcourt. Carter outside of the 3 with Labissiere down at power forward. And it's Cauley Stein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. You know, just say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed in which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up here together like at this speed, like this, or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic, because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, if you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Here's Hield following the basket by Kyrie Irving. This one for 3. Hield can't hit. Celtics leading by 5. Here's Irving, and he uses the glass on the layup. Irving's got 8.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had the chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout out to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us to never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. And that one falls for Labissiere. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You're a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise of knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Fox kicks to Hield. He dishes it to Cauley Stein. Here's Fox. Off target from outside. Looking at the last game for Sacramento, it was a win against Indiana. And Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show Area 21 has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, you know, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, you know, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, you know, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important, because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So, yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it. So, you know, hopefully it shows.
Putting defenders in tough spots is a trait of Hayward's game. I mean, he gets his man on the back foot and forces him to either foul or give up the easy one.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
2 shots.
The first one falls, and KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level.
Yeah.
When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a one, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
Special players, bro. I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
For Sacramento, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
One shot.
Free throw good, Fox.
And I really love Fox's game. He's got a ton of room to grow, but boy, does he play with intensity.
And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not age.
Man, listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man.
Thank you.
Man, what's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you, seriously?
Broadcast in the NBA, 20 years and then 12 years with 2K.
You're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? They bring the best in for the best.
You
understand, my dude? Straight up.
That's why we've got you. But Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you?
Man,
especially when you were younger.
Man, listen, man. 2K is it, bro. There's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you play basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they got to do this. They know.
And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout to Dex, shout to Bug, shout to everybody out there playing.
Wow.
Right, we definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. You know, I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord, y'all holler at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
The Celtics shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
While the shooting of Morris provides his team with is crucial, just a real valuable part of this team.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Smart. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. He hits the second from the line. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor.
Yes.
You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums and those times. Are coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that
like Doc was kind of in between, right? A little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc will rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Timeout called by the Kings. Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, we'll pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape. And
Now that's what I'm talking about right there. You know what, Kevin? You can't teach that. Brown just showing off his incredible dunking ability.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Here's Jackson. Baines with the block.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. Things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
For Sacramento, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. On the free throw, no good. Jaylen Brown is out of UC Berkeley. He has sought out the mentorship of greats like Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, the first Isaiah Thomas. How key is that for young players, you think, Kevin, to tap into your knowledge, to talk to an Isaiah Thomas or a Shaq?
It's important, man. The OGs have the knowledge. You know, we like to call the YGs, this younger generation. And what you get from an OG is that he's going to give you stuff that intangibles, things parents, relatives, family can't give you, things that go in the locker rooms, things that, you know, that helps you prepare. When you get knowledge like this, you have to apply it. You have to use it to the best of your ability. More importantly, you have to see how it fits you. You know, you'll get some advice from a great, and at some point you have to see how it relates to you and your life. Yes. And we like to say in our league, the way you give back or the way you pay an OG back is that when you become an OG and you see a YG, you give them those same jewels that some OG gave you at one point.
Boston leading by 16. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Baines passes to Tatum, stolen by Jackson. Here's Bogdanovich, makes it off the glass. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Rozier, guarded by Mason. The pass to Yabusele. They set the pick. The screen from Brown. Pass to Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. No good from Yabusele. Mason with it. He kicks to Jackson. Here's Papagiannis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
And so it's the Boston Celtics enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and you know the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team, but we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another, and I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, we've seen the Celtics really take control here.
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Oh yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for Sacramento, they've got Mason. Cauley-Stein is out there with Bogdanovich. Then there's Jackson, and it's Papagiannis in at the power forward position. That one is off. And he's good on the second. Celtics leading by 11. Regular season grind, 82 games in the regular season. In your opinion, is that the right amount of games for teams to play, or would you like to see the schedule shortened where there's more practice in between, more days of rest, more days to recuperate?
Man, look.
You got a big smile on your face.
For the old school, Kev, you know, 82 games is how you got to come through it. This is, listen.
It's a war, isn't it?
Listen, it is. And you know what? This is the tradition of it, man. This is what it is, bro. If you don't want to go through this and go through this hall and this road of this journey, then cool. Go to another league. They got shorter games. They got other awards that you can, you know. This is the NBA. This is what it is. This is the grind of it. And ones that have come before you have done it, just like the ones that's after you is going to do it. This is what it is, bro.
It's deflected. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Cauley Stein. Passes to Papagiannis. Baines with the block. Out of bounds. Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. Here's Papagiannis. 9 points last game out. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy, man. Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, Timmy's one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about, I would love to play with Cole for a year, or you know, got to, you know, team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
It was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited.
Take a break.
And it's what it was. But you know,
Cole, you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything.
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray. You know, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and we watch the game. I'm loving the game.
Yeah. And so Dave Yeager has had enough. Timeout. Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter-style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition, too, didn't you? From a grinded-out type of game inside to the spacing that we have now.
I did, and I'd like to say that, Doc Rivers started the small ball, and, we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transforming.
Irving against Mason. Outside, Bogdanovich. Cauley Stein, a screen. Launches it. Mason misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor, because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, 2K is always loud, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, I mean Jordan, Timmy. Yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. We're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
He did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. The Kings have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight. And the first one drops. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
You can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, as 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did,
which I did,
yes,
and you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. No, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman, wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together, and you have to make it work for you, and you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand, and you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. With this break, we have a chance to break down where the assist has been coming from tonight between the front and back court for Sacramento.
And their bigs looking to create offense for others. You got to give them credit. Not trying to play hero ball or make the home run play. They're just being patient, surveying the floor, and looking for the best shot for the team.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go in there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, and but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, you know, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. There's a screen. Heel dishes to Randolph. LaBissiere, the screen. Randolph can't hit.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Heel can't hit.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
He better watch it. He doesn't want to pick up a third foul before halftime.
It's stolen by LaBissiere.
How about the energy and activity on that play? Great steal. And Fox starting to show you his abilities inside. It has quick instincts, which I think helps him when he's down low.
Horford sets a screen for Irving. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Randolph. The Kings trail by 13. Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game. I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You know, you got to do progressions where right after the game, you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs, just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. You know, when we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to Bidu. Brian Dew, who's our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you know, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. That free throw good for Morris. And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We always achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time.
That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Carter. Boston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Pick by Horford. Here's Irving. Sacramento grabs the miss. Labissiere's got 4 rebounds in this game. Irving against Fox. Labissiere, the screen. Left side, Randolph. Back to Hield. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Smart. To the inside. Hayward. And Hayward at the stuff.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
Now, here's Fox. 9-point game his last outing. 1:43 left in the first half. And here comes Hayward, leading the fast break. Got a piece of it. Fox against Irving. And Fox gets it to go.
And the quickness Fox has, boy, it's impressive. Just coasting to the cup with ease.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Sacramento.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
Yeah, despite one being a playoff club and the other missing out, they played each other tough last season. We'll see how they match up this time around.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Yabusele comes in for Gordon Hayward. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Rozier kicks to Brown. Out to Morris. Down low. Here's Rozier. Yabusele passes to Rozier. Here's Morris. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
Great to have you with us, KG, and enlightening experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific.
You were great. K-Hall, you always made me look good, man. Since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
I'll tell you, Greg, you know, there may not have been a more passionate player in this league than Kevin Garnett. What a treat to have him join us, huh?
Yeah, the energy he would bring night in and night out is similar to what he brought here tonight. You can hear it in his voice. Just he still has that excitement and passion for the game.
Here's Rozier. An 11-point game for him in the win against San Antonio. The screen from Brown. Rozier kicks to Brown. Over Hield. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Boston Celtics in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Gordon Hayward wasting no time getting hot. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, the story of the first half was Gordon Hayward. Classic man hairstyle, video game numbers. That's a good combination, Ernie.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Sacramento?
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Really an incredible game from Gordon Hayward.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Well, there are a lot of players who seemingly have ice in their veins when the game is on the line. They do not blink. When you think about those kind of players, who might be the most mentally tough in the league right now?
Wow, it's so hard to tell who really is mentally tough because you don't know what these guys are thinking. But I know who looks like just cold stone, just merciless players out there, and that's Kawhi Leonard because
Yes.
you never know. You know Kawhi is a nice guy, but, you know, he'll shoot a shot that'll end the game and then just give you such a cold look. And I think Isaiah Thomas is that way. I mean, I think so many players, of course, LeBron, Curry have been that way their whole career. But Kawhi Leonard seems to be that next coming of ice in his veins.
Hayward outside at the 3 with Morris to his side at the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smart. And it's Horford in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in a game.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Carter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Hayward kicks to Irving. Off target from 3-point range.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Heel dishes to Cauley-Stein. Lets it go from 14. And it falls over the rim and in. Cauley-Stein's got 6.
And when he squares up, his height makes him a tough assignment.
Yeah, even when you get a hand up, it's hard to really affect his shot.
Morris a screen. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Oh, man, you can't get much better look from 3-point range than that one. That just wasn't in rhythm.
Count it. He has 6.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's Irving. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, after failing to hit on their first 3 attempts of the half, they finally got one to go there.
Now here's Hield, guarded by Smart. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 3 points. Nice bucket there from Hield.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Pick by Horford. It's stolen by Hield. Here's the break. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And Labissiere screams potential, a gigantic player who plays both ends of the floor well.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And last season, he was a 70% free throw shooter, something I'm sure he'd like to improve.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And how unique is this situation for the Celtics? I mean, one of the best teams in the league, and yet at the same time, still drafting top picks. You know, the after effects of a trade with the Nets that quite honestly will go down as one of the league's all-time heights.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Jackson, he's checked in for Carter. And it's Mason in for Fox. And as the Nets struggle to rebuild without their draft picks, Greg, their losses have been Boston's game.
Yeah, the rich get richer. I mean, meanwhile, the Celtics signed all-star caliber veterans like Al Horford and Gordon Hayward on the open market. And it's just rare for a team to have the best record in the conference and land the #1 overall pick. And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, even if they don't come away with the win, they still have to be satisfied with how they made this a game.
Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He hasn't been his best this quarter.
This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Shot from 12. And Hayward gets it to go on the assist from Smart. And that's now 19 points for Gordon Hayward. Mason, the pass to Hield. Here's Labissiere. And the 3 off target. Boston's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Horford. And Jackson with the block. Now here's Hield. He's guarded closely. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Hayward's got space. Here's Horford. The rebound by Hield.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
Dishes to Mason. Jackson in the corner. Labissiere, the screen. Lock at 6. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Here's Jackson, and he uses the glass on the layup. Jackson's got the lead up to 1 now for Sacramento.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's now 20 points for Kyrie Irving.
Oh, I love seeing Irving get cooking. He's an elite scorer who can fill it up fast.
Mason kicks to Labissiere. Hield from outside. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The 11-footer. Irving misses. And it's Sacramento's ball. They're on a 17-6 run. On the wing, Jackson. Labissiere, the screen. Here's Cauley Stein, and it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played bigger.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Yabusele, he's checked in for Morris. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Brown in for Smart. And then for Sacramento, Papianis comes in for Labissiere. And it's Bogdanovich in for Buddy Hield. Mason kicks to Papianis. Outside, Bogdanovich. And it's blocked by Brown. Irving kicks to Tatum. Wide open look. He doesn't hit that one. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Jackson dishes to Mason. Here's Bogdanovich. Some solid defense from Brown.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
That's tipped. Here's Jackson. Here's Bogdanovich. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and then running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that. But with his scoring and shooting, should make this offense even more potent.
Some changes for Boston. Aaron Baines comes in for Al Horford. And it's Rozier in for Irving. Now here's Tatum, guarded by Jackson. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And when you put a player of Kyrie's ability into this Boston system, you have to expect good things. Irving does so much for himself and others. The longer he plays with the team, I think the more comfortable he'll become.
Pass to Yabusele. The feed to Baines. Here's the screen. Here's Tatum. Hits the front of the rim and out. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Cauley-Stein, and stolen by Tatum. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And Brown throws it down hard.
What speed in transition. Brown just slashing down the court for the high percentage shot.
King shooting 47% from the field in the third. And Bogdanovich kicks to Papagiannis. There's the dish to Mason. To the paint. Outside for Jackson. They get a hand on it. Papagiannis. The rebound by Yabusele. Yabusele's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Tatum with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Tatum passes to Rozier. Over in the corner, Brown. For the lead. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
And shooters beware. Cauley-Stein is very crafty in how he rises up to the block. So good at catching scores off guard with his wide reach.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games?
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human, so I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster, and also, you know, we have 3 refs on the floor, and so and we have the best conditioned refs, and so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Papagiannis. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Hayward.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
First free throw is good.
Swingman Jaylen Brown trying to find his way in the league. He had a really good playoff last year, and he's kind of a renaissance man. Plays the guitar, studies foreign languages, is the captain of his high school chess team, but he doesn't want none of me, though. You know, I'll get him in chess.
That one is no good.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
A nice shot by Bogdanovic. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Rozier kicks to Tatum. Over Carter. The putback. Rebounded by Papagiannis. The Kings leading. Here's Bogdanovic, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
Baines passes to Yabusele. Over Randolph. Yabusele can't hit.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
Out to the right wing. Left side, Randolph. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And now a 5-point Sacramento lead. Rozier kicks to Brown. They set the pick. Over Bogdanovic. Brown, good. Brown's got 5 points now this quarter.
And Brown is a reliable threat from mid-range. I mean, effortlessly rising up for the nice-looking J.
Fox kicks to Randolph. Here's Papagiannis. In it goes for the 5th time, and 10 shots for him this game.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And sometimes you think maybe they're just getting a little too comfortable with the lead, maybe a bit too casual this quarter.
Now, here's Fox. He's tightly guarded. Papagiannis can't hit. Celtics trail by 5. Tatum kicks to Rozier. He feeds it to Baines. There's the pass to Tatum. And no good trying to get that one. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Sacramento. They lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, bottom line is, good things are going to happen, bad things are happening. How you respond is the biggest key. Let's go.
And Brad Stevens moments ago focusing on what they can do now rather than worrying about what's already happened.
Yeah, and this is all you can do. Put all of your energy into this moment. The past, the future, they don't matter.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. On the court for Sacramento. Carter out there with Zach Randolph. And it's Fox. And it's Bogdanovic in at the 2-guard spot. A baseline J. There's the screen. Fox dishes to Randolph. 4 on the clock. Over Morris. That's short off the rim.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Brown against Bogdanovic. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback.
Exceptional instincts on the offensive boards and didn't try to slam it home. Tipping it in was all he needed.
Fox kicks to Carter. To the left side wing. Randolph passes to Bogdanovic. Back to Randolph. And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovic touched it last.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Some changes for Boston. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Tatum. And Smart subbed in for Brown. Labissiere's checked in for the Kings. Buddy Hield comes in for Bogdanovic. Hayward on the wing. Here's Rozier, defended by Carter, to take the lead. Here's Baines, and that misses. That would have put him up.
That's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him.
Fox dishes to LeBissiere. Kicks to Hield. Feeds it to Randolph. Pass to Fox. The Kings need to get off a shot here. And it's Carter missing. The Celtics have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Rozier, guarded by Fox. On pass to Hayward. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Carter's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Hield. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Buddy Hield, the centerpiece of the DeMarcus Cousins trade. Talk about what makes him, Greg, so intriguing.
Well, the Wooden Award winner in his senior season. He led Oklahoma to the Final Four. And how about leading the nation in 3-pointers made? I think that can translate to the NBA level and could make him a difference maker.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First one falls for him.
Well, Buddy Hield, the main part of the package that came back to the Kings in the Cousins trade. Hield was a player the Kings have been interested in for a while. Ownership targeted him specifically in the Cousins trade.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Al Horford, he's checked in for Aaron Baines, and Kyrie Irving subbed in for Rozier. So he gets them both. And Chris, with Hield, part of why this team was so intent on getting him was because they love how he can develop as a scorer.
Oh, yeah, and to be clear, he can't replace Cousins with his production, and the team knows that. They wanted a perimeter scorer to transition and build around. They got their man in Hield.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Fox kicks to LeBissiere. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris. To the middle. And Morris throws it down.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with the thumb.
Kings have gone 0-3 to start the fourth quarter. Fox passes to Randall. Here's LeBissiere, and he banks in the layup. And the Kings lead by 1. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Hayward outside. In the corner, it's Morris. Fox with the steal. Hayward against Carter. He dishes it to Fox. LeBissiere, the screen, and it's sent back by Horford. They get it back. Irving with the steal, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Sacramento making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. For Boston, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Horford with the screen on Fox. Irving double team. Now here's Smart, covered by Hield. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from 14, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Cauley Stein, a screen. Hield dishes to Fox. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
The Celtics have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Morris a screen. Irving against Fox. Irving double team. The 11-footer, and there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Irving. Irving's got assist number 7 for him tonight. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Heel. He's guarded closely. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Heald's got 4 this quarter.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
And here's Irving. From 13, here's Horford. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
A very concerted effort on Horford's part to bully his way inside and draw contact there. He needs to do more of that. Play inside, get tough.
He's off on the first.
I mean, Al Horford has a complete game. He can hit a big shot. He can get a defensive stop. I mean, even setting a great screen. And let's not forget about his passing. He does it all.
And he's good on the second. And you think about Al Horford setting screens, Chris, he can pick and roll, but he can also pick and pop.
Well, what I like about that, and for those basketball nerds like myself, what that means is he can facilitate. So he's a threat. If he sets the pick, he can go to the hole and finish. But as a defender, you have to be careful because you just can't anticipate that. He can step back and knock down the jump shot. And if he's good at that, what about when he steps back, pump fakes, gives you a hands up, spins, and dunks on you? That's what they're talking about.
Fox against Irving. Morris kicks to Irving. Horford sets a screen for Irving. Hits the three-point bomb. Irving's got 27 points.
Well, listen, you can't afford to let Irving get room to shoot from distance. He's excellent at connecting from deep.
Pass to Labissiere. Carter on the wing. Defended by Hayward. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
Yeah, Carter just a freak of nature. One of the best dunkers the game has ever seen. A top-tier shooting guard who just embraces the spotlight.
Good on the second free throw.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Irving for 3. And Vince Carter pulls it down. Carter's got 4 rebounds in this game. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Wow. Wasted possession. Thanks to what should have been a simple pass.
And Boston has possession. They led by as many as 18 points. Irving kicks to Hayward. Here's the screen. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league. And couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
And he knocks down the first one. And Gordon Hayward has worked on his strength, but also his balance, adding boxing, Greg, as you were talking about, to his off-season training.
Yeah, great point. I mean, the strength, the balance, and footwork make him a great slasher. This guy gets in the lane and just has a knack for working himself to the foul line.
And so he makes both from the line.
And there had been a will he or won't he feeling with Gordon Hayward's free agency. Tough choice, I got to believe, for him to leave Utah, but you can see why he wanted to join forces here with the Celtics.
A nice shot by Carter.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line, he's out competing guys.
Hayward against Carter. Horford has a wide open look. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And Boston was the heavy favorite to sign Gordon Hayward, and ultimately the opportunity was just too hard to pass up.
And he's reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens. This team has a great path to make a deep playoff run, and this just adds another star to a very balanced roster.
Did you see that? How committed Irving is? Once he's in the paint, he's looking to score.
The Kings trail by 6. Healed the pass to Carter. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one falls for Carter.
And they are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Pick by Horford. Smart kicks to Horford. Horford missing again.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Fox.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Up top, Morris. Defended by Labissiere. Morris dishes to Irving. Morris with a screen on Fox. Shot clock at 6. A nice shot by Irving.
He continues to be their go-to guy. If they close this game out, his stamp will be all over this field.
Timeout called by the Kings. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, Dave Yeager was just going over his game plan with his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
All right, David, thanks. Labissiere, the pass to Fox. Inside, Paulie Stein. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You got to love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
The Celtics with the lead. Left side, Irving. Shoots over Fox. Misses off the right iron. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the San Antonio Spurs. Down low. Here's Labissiere. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. In the corner, it's Hayward. Picked by Horford. Hayward on the wing, defended by Carter. 14 feet away, they get it back. On the wing, Irving. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Cauley-Stein's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. There's Labissiere. Oh, and they take the lead. And the Kings lead by 1.
Oh, that's just a masterful play from Labissiere. So good at coming up with these huge buckets.
Kick by Horford. Smart kicks to Irving. Horford sets a screen for Irving. To the middle. And Labissiere sends it back.
Just phenomenal timing on the block. Labissiere leaping up for the forced rejection.
On the wing, Hield. Labissiere with the screen for Hield. Here's Cauley-Stein. Will not go. This is off the front eye. Boston shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Well, sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
And stolen by Horford. Shot to end this cold run. Sinks it.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
And guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
They set the screen. Here's Labissiere. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Horford. When they foul intentionally, they're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he commits the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the three-pointer.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're trailing by 3. 19 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, these are some of the toughest decisions. I mean, a good argument can be made for either case.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Come on, Irvin is such an amazing guard. Uncle Drew, you know, he continues to show the young bucks how to get it done out there. And that's what I call cool under fire. You know, those should be the nails in the coffin.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're down by 5. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Well, do you go with your rhythm? You have to decide, do you run something new, something that's been working, something they haven't seen?
Carter for 3. That shot off the mark.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding it.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game. Knocked loose. Now Irving. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Well, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, we're at an early part of the season, but what did you want to accomplish tonight individually and in the team flow?
We just wanted to come out here and compete, get the win. We wanted to set a standard for ourselves. The most important thing was just coming out here and competing for my teammates and, doing whatever possible to get this win.
And you all did that tonight. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.